Yeah. So there's a few more questions surfacing, bubbling around at the moment. One that I've seen asked is about migrating your projects from UE4 to UE5. So if you're working on your game, say for example, you've been, working on your passion project for 6 months and it's coming along well. Do you believe it's safe to migrate from UE4? I know you've talked about this a little bit in terms of what you've done, but do you have confidence that it's safe to migrate projects from UE4 to UE5? And is there any specific tricks people need to be thinking of when they do that migration?
I recommend definitely backing up the project, making a copy, and then migrating or converting the copy and keeping your old copy. That's just a good rule of thumb in general. Um, if you're going to make a major change from one software version to another, do it with a copy or a backup first, and make sure. Also, if you're using version control, that's definitely a plus, and I highly recommend doing that. But either make a new branch or just copy your whole repository and upgrade the new one, upgrade the copy, because if something does go dramatically wrong, in general, you still have the working version, so you won't be trying to, rebuild your life's work after you've lost everything. But yeah, once you've done that, once you're sure that your backup is safe, then go for it. I mean, that's the beauty of making copies, is you can screw things up and then just go back to your working project. And I just recommend upgrade or migrate, whichever, upgrade or create a new project and migrate over, and
Mm,
then compile and see what happens. See if you get compiler errors, and then look at those. And you know, as usual, sometimes you might have one or two errors that propagate into 1,000 errors. So just keep that in mind. That error propagation doesn't mean you have 1,000 errors. You might have one or two, and then once you fix those were causing the propagation of thousands of other errors. So, don't panic when you see like a million errors and you're like, oh my God, the project is broken. It's probably one of a couple of key things that are changed with the engine. Either a T object wrapper, like I mentioned before, or maybe you use braced initialization with a float and it's supposed to be a double now because F vector uses doubles. Just like a couple of minor things like that. You didn't use .get instead of accessing the pointer directly. So look for those key things that's like, this is a specific syntax error, instead of just like, couldn't open this file, couldn't open this file. You might want to look for things that could actually be errors, and then find one, fix it, recompile, and then you'll have another list of errors. Find the next one you can fix it, recompile. And I promise you, after like no more than like five or six, okay, I can't promise you anything. Depends on your project. But after like a few of those, you'll get fewer and fewer errors, and then it'll compile. And in my case, I just upgraded without any compiler errors my multiplayer project. I mean, there were no changes from early access to the Unreal 5, and from Unreal 4. Like I said, I had like two compiler errors for my Ultimate Shooter course, and those were using .get on a hit result, getting and it was like hit result.actor, and I had to change it to hit result.getActor because now it's a private variable with a public getter function. That was it, and then like one other